I just got home. I actually tried to live stream this in the car. If you can't hear my volume right now, give me a sign. Tell me in the comments. Let me know, because I'm like sitting down. I can actually read the comments now and tell you that I can acknowledge if the sound is not coming out, because it again was not coming out in the car. Also, I got a call in the middle of me doing my live stream, and the person who called me asked me to address the topic. So I'll address that topic first. I'm not done watching that emergency meeting. It went on for 3 hours. I only got about an hour and 10 minutes of it. So I don't know if I'm going to watch the whole thing, but I think I'm supposed to. I've been asked to, right? I've been asked to. Some initial thoughts, though. I know I already did, a react video to the first portion of it, where Ash Kara was given his explanation for why he shelved the bill. This is I mean, I understand why people are upset and mad about this, because Rendon did it in 2017. We keep seeing this happen over and over again. Rendon did it because he takes health insurance money. He takes lobbyist money. But Ash didn't want to take the heat for whatever. He didn't want to damage certain relationships, or so he thought would happen. That tells me that he is lacking the persuasion necessary to actually advance the legislation, which is super disappointing. And he kept pushing the R, as we say in sales. The R, whoever has the R has the responsibility, right? He kept pushing the R back to the Progressive Caucus, that they should know which assembly members were not going to vote in favor. He said it was about 10. It was double digits. It was about 10. So let me tell you why he makes an excellent point. I've already been saying this a lot. The caucus leadership that was voted in the rigged election, which it most certainly was rigged last year. I don't know about previous years, because I've heard so many negative things about the Progressive Caucus that I've really avoided it. The one time I did early on try and check it out was in 2018, and it was such a closed off experience. It was not a welcoming experience to try and sit in on that caucus. It was not good. Plus, they put a bunch of knuckleheads at the front table, including a dude who I have since been, gone to court with twice, because he wouldn't fucking leave me alone. So that guy was constantly in my face, and they had him sitting at the door guarding the entry into it. So it was kind of a disaster experience for me. It's always been just not a lot of fun, because they're focused so much on gossip and embellishment, and that they're not focused enough on actually organizing and getting things done, and that's the problem. So the leadership that we have in place here had all year to organize around this. And so Ash Kara's point, you should know where your assembly people stand. He's absolutely right. You already should have the answer. And that was one of the things I wrote on the live stream comments on their Facebook page, is that I don't see Amar naming names either. He's the chair of the Progressive Caucus, right? So if he was effectively organizing, then he would be asking his vice chairs to be organizing the Democratic clubs and reaching out to progressive groups within their regions and getting feedback from the actual grassroots, those people on the ground, as to what their results were when they were lobbying their assembly people, and asking them, where does your assembly person stand? And he should have been running a major board, a whip board, figuring out how many votes he had and where people were and what sort of conversations do we need to have with those people that are on the fence. He should have been doing that. I don't know what sort of organizing they're doing, but they don't seem to be doing any. And I think the weakest excuse was, we need you to tell us the names so that we know which endorsements to pull. On Monday night, January 31st, when the deadline to turn in the signatures for the delegates to pull an endorsement is February 2nd. Wet ink signatures from the delegates. Did you get it done? You had one day. You had one day to get it done. Did you do it? Did you get it done? Did you get it done? I'd be very surprised if you did. I don't think you did. I don't think you got that done at all. The childish tantrums that were taking place on the small portion of the meeting that I did watch is so counterproductive. Don't get mad. Organize. Because nobody wants to sit around and watch your tantrum throwing. And nobody wants to be said, hey, I'm going to do all the homework for you, while you scream at me and tell me what the answer is. Some of the behavior on that call was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Look, yeah, I want him to name names too, but I'm not gonna get on a call and use an outrageous tone of voice, outrageous language with an assembly person. That's some amazing bullshit. Some amazing bullshit. Especially the one, was it Reggie? Was that her name, Reggie? The one that was demanding that he tell her who the lobbyists are? Oh, come on. Look, seriously, if you want to know who is buying politicians, I'm sure you can go to Open Secrets or some other. You can figure this out. You can figure this out. If this is really your passion, you could probably do the research and figure this out. And you know what? The Progressive Caucus should actually be focusing on that kind of stuff. The other big beef that I have with this call is that, look, if you're going to make grand allegations and grand assumptions okay, so this was what Ben Hawk said during the call. He said that, I'm sure Rusty was behind this. Are you? Are you sure he was behind it? Are you positive he was behind it? Do you know for a fact? Is there any reason to believe? Do you have a paper trail? Do you have some sort of receipts? The Armor also said that they're basically money laundering millions and millions of dollars from the healthcare industry into the coffers of the assembly members who would not vote for AB 1400, the single payer healthcare bill. Do you have receipts? Do you know how this happened? The only thing I've heard that I have heard of is that Anthony Rendon raises a lot of money from that industry, and then he donates to other people's campaigns to help lift them up. So that's something, but that sounds like it's not exactly within the CDP itself. That sounds like that's something that he's doing as a politician. I don't know. But if you're going to make the allegations, don't you think you should be able to back it up? Doesn't the credibility of the Progressive Caucus get put on the line if you can't actually back up your allegations? I would like to see you all if you're going to put out messaging like that, back it up with statistics, back it up with receipts. Because, that I think was one of the large appeals of Bernie Sanders when he was running, is that he was a numbers guy. He explained things in such a way that he could back it up with numbers and data and information points. He had receipts. But it's not okay for it to just be like heavy allegations without backing. I don't get that. But the story that I'm going to transition now. The story I was actually going to say is that one of my canvassers recently got a new job, and so today was his last day with us, and he hung around a little bit to, he's a bit of a long talker. He likes to stay around at the end of the night and talk about the LA ecosystem of live streamers. Not only the Jimmy Dore network and all that, but also like the Sam Cedar stuff and all of that. So the endorsement conference for the California Democratic State Party is coming up. Well, the pre-endorsing conferences are next month. Or this month now, because it's the first today, right? So it's February is the pre-endorsing conferences, and then March is the endorsement conference for the CDP. So I was telling him about the convention they had in San Francisco in 2019, and how we have a lot of people that are not Democrats that keep coming to these events anyway. Like they're just there to like troll the event, basically. And some of the names, some of the people I've seen there: Poston, Fiorella, Lauren Steiner, Nico House. Just a bunch of people that are trying to convince everybody to give up the progressive work that they're doing within the party and just give up. Just leave the party. It's worthless. But we show up all the time anyway. We show up because we love going to these events and hobnobbing with the politicians. But it's so worthless. It's worthless. That was that 2019 San Francisco convention was when all of the presidential candidates, except for Joe Biden, came to Caucus Hop and speak at the convention to the delegates and stuff. I mean, we had like everybody. Bernie was there, Elizabeth Warren, Tulsi Gabbard was there, Amy Klobuchar, Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Julian Castro, Delaney, Hoopenlinker, Marianne Williamson, everybody, Andrew Yang, they were all there. And except for Joe Biden. Joe Biden is scared of the California Democratic State Party. He's scared of us. That was when Hoopenlinker and Delaney got booed off stage for not supporting Medicare for All. So that's why this is so weird, because the majority of delegates in the CDP do support Medicare for All. So that's another reason these allegations, these heavy allegations, really need to be proven. Because 2 presidential candidates got booed off stage because they didn't support Medicare for All. So what are you doing demonizing everybody? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. But okay, so I'm talking to this canvasser. It's his last day, and we're swapping some stories. And he told me that he was formerly a field director in the Bernie campaign, staffer. I was a Bernie victory captain, so I was doing a volunteer position. I didn't get paid, but I essentially acted as a team leader. Same stuff I'm doing now, except I didn't get paid to do it. I didn't get paid for it. He said he canvassed with Fiorella once. And before he could continue, I looked at him and I said, she was terrible, right? He said, I was starstruck at first, but, we got to the doors and she was terrible. I had to jump in a couple of times. I had to, save the day because she really didn't know how to do this at all. I mean, I knew that all of her supposed activism was, bullshit. She's just getting, selfie moments. She's just getting selfie moments because she wants it to look like she's in the field doing work, but she doesn't fucking do work. She doesn't do work. She doesn't know how to knock on doors. You would think, as somebody who's a host of a semi-popular live stream channel, that's pushing out, stories about election fraud that she's making up and taking from the right wing and, and pasta too. And pushing anti-vax theories, pushing force the vote. You would think somebody who has all of these opportunities. Oh, this is where my favorite troll is going to like this one. You would think that somebody who is so conversational and not reading off a teleprompter, right? Right? That she would be good talking to people at the doors, right? She'd be good talking to people at the doors, wouldn't she? No, not so much. He also mentions that he highly suspected that she's snorting something. So you win on that point too, my favorite troll. Now, of course, it's third-hand information, but this is somebody who actually walked blocks with her. Probably not for very long, because I can't imagine that he would have kept her out there long if she was that bad.